What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. I am joined today with my good friend, Mr. Joseph Gray with Leads Locator. And today we are going to be announcing and showing you guys all of the amazing leads that you're going to be able to load right into your CRM in real time, instantly delivered. And we're going to have a chat and just show you guys how all this works, what's included, give you a chance to ask your questions and be a part of the conversation. So if you're joining us, jump in the chat. Let us know that you're hanging out. Let us know that you're here. We'd love to hear from you and know that you're hanging out with us. So Joseph, how you doing today, my friend?
Keith, it's always a pleasure, brother. I'm actually, I think you've been bragging about me a little bit. I was looking at my Profit Lifter account and I noticed a couple new leads. It appears to be somebody in the MCA field. So
well,
I'm guessing that you've been bragging a little bit already.
Yeah, a little bit. Good morning, Suzette. Glad you're hanging out with us today. Yep, we've been bragging, we've been talking and sharing what we're getting ready to launch here, and yeah, we got a lot of people interested. I'm super excited about this. We were chatting beforehand, and before we hopped on here. The thing that I love about what we're doing together with this is we are going to give all of our clients the ability to basically have an all-in-one system with their websites, their automations, their email campaigns, and now being able to load leads directly into their CRM and really just make it where they've got everything right there to grow, to scale without having to go chase things. And I'm excited about that. I think this is going to be a great addition for everything that we're doing. So let's start off with you, Mr. Gray. I'm going to ask you, what is a first click response or an FCR lead? What is it? How does it work? And why is it such a big deal for everybody?
Well, the answer to that question is pretty simple, Keith. A first click response lead essentially is a system that we built where, what our company Leads Locator does is we monitor, over 2 trillion transactions, and we call them transactions. It's actually search intents on the internet daily. And when we see that a specific IP address is engaged in a specific search intent enough times, we identify that client is in fact in market for that specific search intent. Let's say it's equipment loan, for example. That's a good one. Somebody's looking for an equipment loan and they've engaged in searches several times. We're then monitoring that IP address. So the second that they engage in one of my publisher partners networks, I see that client is now engaging in a form fill. I'm going to fire off an opportunity to grab their attention and say, hey, are you still looking for that equipment loan that you were searching for? If so, click here. Boom. And then we fire them directly into the client's CRM. So it's category agnostic. I mean, we can cover pretty much any category that you can come up with. And we're firing, because we're partnering with you on this, it takes all the thinking out of it. I mean, you've already got, if I recall correctly, you said that you set up funnels that these clients can basically just, hey, I want this funnel. And then they set up with us to just send the leads directly into the funnel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. A beautiful situation, man. I mean, it takes all the thinking out of the situation altogether. I mean, really.
Yeah. So you just said something that I didn't even realize. So you guys are monitoring 2 trillion search intents
daily
with a T.
Yeah, 2 trillion. It's a very big number. Yeah,
it's huge. Wow, that's crazy. I thought it was like I saw I've seen the over 6 billion, like 6.5 billion search results. But so you're telling me. Let me, do you mind if I share the screen a little bit and show them kind of the digital behavior signals so they can see a little bit of what that looks like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead and pull that up.
So to help explain this, let's pull this up here. All right. So what's happening is we've got their intent, what they're looking for. and then their category, and then their daily totals. So for this month, there's 6.5 billion. Now, what you're saying is that this 6.5 billion are pulled from those 2 trillion searches daily and works and filtered out accordingly based off of how much they're searching for the keywords.
Yeah, that number at the top gives us a rough estimate on all of the specific categories that we were able to identify that day. So the number, I monitor 2 trillion transactions daily, 6.5 billion intent searches. I have data on those individuals. So that's how we're doing this. Is we look for the individual that's searching. Once we know that client has an extreme amount of intent, then we make sure to start presenting, it's kind of like ad copy to them, through our partners pages. And then once that client actually engages in, our pre-lander, looking for that equipment loan or that auto insurance, or they're in the market for a new mortgage, whatever the case may be, we'll be able to fire them directly into your CRM once we grab that client's, attention, and they, are able to click yes. Hey, I do want to talk to somebody about this. Yes, I absolutely do. And then we grab their information and send them directly into the CRM. I mean, it's that simple.
Love it. And I think the thing that I fell in love with, the thing that I fell in love with while we were initially talking about this and looking at it is, like, we've ran ads for clients. I run ads. I'm very familiar with the ad space, how everything works. But the thing that I love about this is there is very, very little optimization that goes into it. It is really based on the intent of what somebody's looking for. And the beauty of this is that, like, scrolling down here, I'm taking my time, but there's over 21,000 keywords in here to be able to choose from. So, I mean, just astronomical numbers of searches, of data, just everything. Yachts, like, come on.
Yeah.
I want to buy a yacht. Suzette asked, what does the green versus the red lines mean in here? And I think this is just more about, like, daily totals, trends, basically, right?
Yeah, it's just historical trending.
Okay.
It just gives us an idea, and the color variation, it's just if it's a net positive or net negative over previous quarters intent signals, basically. That's the best way to describe it.
Okay. Perfect. Makes complete sense. Yeah. So that is awesome. So what I want to do next is I want to show what this is going to look like inside of the Profit Lifter account. So that way, those of you guys who are hanging out, you can see kind of what to expect and how this process is going to work. So I've got our demo account pulled up here, and on the left-hand menu underneath of the Resource Center, there is going to be a new tab over here that just says Get Leads. And with this, this is the first version. So this is version 1.0 of the new lead center, basically. And Joseph and I are working on getting the conversion pixel up and ready for you guys next, which I'm excited about. I think there's a lot we can do there. We've got social media and pay-per-click ads coming, and then we're looking at cold email campaigns as well, being able to buy list and engage in cold emails. So from here, it's going to give you the ability to purchase your sales funnel. So the way this process works for us is if you want the leads, what we'll do is we'll actually go in, we'll create your sales funnel, do all your setup, all your implementation. We'll design your landing pages, create your funnels. just making it so you don't have to do anything. We'll sit down with you, do a custom conversion strategy. So like as we're putting together the content for the ads, like I'll sit down with you, understand what it is that you're doing, come up with the language, come up and then start putting together your ad graphics, everything that you need for it. We'll do it inside of the Snap-on, the ad optimizer Snap-on. We've got instant lead engagement. So like as soon as the leads are coming in, we're hitting them with text messages, sticking the AI on them, like just really going after it and making it happen. It comes with a 5-page funnel with upsells and downsells. So like if you've got micro offers that you want to include, you can put that in there. It really is just there to improve the intent. It comes with a 2-week email, SMS, and AI employee engagement to help the people who don't opt in for consultations right afterwards. We're also including your funnel analytics and conversion tracking right inside of a new dashboard for you. So that way you can log in and just see exactly how your campaigns are performing, how the leads are delivering, what your closing ratios look like. And we have this all set up in 7 days because in the meantime, Joseph and our friends at Leads Locator are going to be working on getting your ads launched within that 7 days. So from there, what will happen is after you get everything done, you will come over to the FCR leads. Now, this is where I'm going to talk about pricing, and we're going to get into how much it costs, what it looks like, all that fun stuff that's involved. So the first thing to know is that Joseph has been just amazingly grateful with us and offering us a very low price of $15 per lead. Since this is a new product and since this is our first time of getting out here for you guys, he was like, let's just make it sweet. Let's make it easy. Let's make sure it works for everybody. So what we've done is we've packaged the leads at $15 per lead, and then we sell them in packs. So a pack of leads is 20 leads at $15 each. The reason we do that is because there are 20 working days or 20 business days inside of every month. Sometimes there's 21, but sometimes there's also holidays, things like that. So basically 1 pack of leads equals 1 lead per day for 20 days, meaning that if you sit down and you're like, hey, I want 5 leads a day, that would be a 5-pack. And at that point, that you can do the math, 5 times 300, that's $1,500 for 5 leads a day or 100 leads a month coming in directly into your CRM. And again, search. The intent on these leads is insanely high because they're actually filling out a form and raising their hand and going, hey, call me, talk to me. I want to hear what you're talking about. I want to see this. So from here, whenever you're ready, you get started. It will have all your information. You put in your information and it will take you right into, I guess I have to actually put the state in there, and then it will kick you right over into the order form. You guys have all seen this order form. You come down under quantity. You're going to select how many leads you want per day. So let's say you want 5 leads per day. It will show up right there at 1,500. Now, after you've completed this, and we're just gonna walk you through the process here so you guys can all see the onboarding. 6, 1, 2, 3. So after you complete your order, it will automatically redirect you to confirm. Oh, I got it. I'm not a robot.
It's very important that we know you're not a robot.
It is important. As much as I love AI, they want to make sure that I'm not AI. So you can see right here, after you've ordered, it will take you to your order confirmation. You'll get your receipt, and then from there, you're gonna have a quick survey to answer some questions. This is gonna be basic information like what's your business name, your business phone number, business email, profitlifter.com. If the information's in there, it'll automatically pull in, like it's already got our address. And then from here, if you want to specialize, if you want to really just niche down, it's gonna give you two different options to choose from. The first one is you can choose from a nationwide campaign, meaning you'll just target everybody inside of the United States. Or if you have select zip codes, you can fill out a Google sheet, and it doesn't need to be complex. You would just put the zip codes that you need right in there that you want to advertise in. You'll hit share and just copy the link. You have to name it. I have to find whatever. You just copy the link, you paste it over here, and you're ready to go. From there, you're going to tell us what days that you want the leads delivered. So if let's just say you're doing Monday through Friday, you'll just click them in there. What time do you want the leads delivered? Because again, these are being delivered instantly in real time, meaning that we don't want these leads to sit there overnight. We want them to get delivered in your hands while you're working, so you can jump on the phone and call them almost immediately, because they just filled out a form, meaning that they're incredibly interested and ready to go. Joseph, you got any feedback for us here?
Yeah, I just want to kind of expand on what you just said. It is very important to get to these leads as fast as you can. The whole purpose of building this out is to make sure that first click, you're the response to that first click. So we need to make sure that we're getting that information from you. That being said, the highest volume is always going to be on nationwide situations. And, you know, open hours are always something that we like to see, but unless you have, you know, the AI bot, the AI companion, I think that's something that you offer where the AI can actually respond to off-hour leads.
It will respond via text. It will not do outbound calls. And even with the outbound calls, you still have to be aware of the TCPA guidelines of calling after hours, all that.
Gotcha. So that it could, okay. Well, the point is there is an opportunity for some level of engagement in after hour.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure that. But the thing that I really wanted to hit home is if you're in a category where you can service nationwide and your intention is to target specific DMAs, I completely understand that notion. Volume is always going to be on a nationwide level. I mean, we can get volume everywhere, but nationwide campaign, I have several nationwide campaigns at this point, and you know, I have some that, you know, buy 20 leads a day, and then I have some that buy over 1,000. So it just depends on, you know, what you guys are doing.
So wait a minute. Did you just tell us that you're able to provide up to 1,000 leads a day?
I do have categories where I can make that a reality. Yes, it is something that we can accomplish, especially, and that's why I wanted to hit that point home, is that nationwide footprint allows for a tremendous amount of volume. So that's something that I wanted to make sure that we touch on is if the clients that are going to be setting up on these FCRs are in fact able to service nationwide coverage, then that would be a recommendation that I'd make, just, you know, from a volume standpoint.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Good stuff. All right, let's hop back in our funnel here. So we have our lead delivery. We've got our times that you want them delivered. So let's say you're doing 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. You'll click next. It'll pull in your information. You'll submit it. And we all get notifications. And then from here, now you're going to schedule your FCR onboarding call with Joseph and find a time and take it from there. And then it just takes you to a confirmation thank you page. Nothing fancy there. He has a lot of tests on his calendar already, so we don't need to worry about those. But it's a pretty straightforward process. Now, the other thing is that these are set up. The billing on this is set up for a monthly recurring, meaning that every month every month there's going to be your leads, you'll just automatically be billed. And unless you decide that you want more or less for whatever reason, then at that point, like obviously they won't, but it'll just be there until you cancel. Couple other things, Joseph, any long-term contracts, any long-term obligations for clients?
We don't have any long-term contracts. We're men of honor. That's the way we conduct business. So if you sign up with us and for whatever reason it's not working out for you, it's not like I'm going to be, well, you signed 18 months, so that's not how we operate.
Right.
We're very we want businesses to be successful. That's why we got in this game in the first place. So,
yep.
Suzette asked a question. It looks like.
Yeah. Suzette, she's my favorite person. She's always here asking questions. So are you able to zero in on different areas, right? Plus, can you get a text for Profit Lifter? Yeah. That spreadsheet that we were showing you, those are all the different, there's over 21,000, almost 22,000 keywords that you can specifically narrow in on. And the beauty of that is that like it just makes it where you can get really creative. So like you may look at it and let's say you're offering fundability or business credit, business loans. Maybe instead of just targeting people who are looking for business credit, maybe you target new businesses, or you target businesses that are looking at expanding, or that are searching for different keywords that have to do with their business growth. So there's a lot of potential with that, a lot of different ways that you can engage with them and find people who are interested in your services and get in front of them as fast as you can. Great question, Suzette. Thank you for that. All right, so a couple other things. Now, this is the number one question that we will always get. And this is going to be one of the big ones for us here, Joseph. This will probably turn into a TikTok clip at some point or something. So
gotcha.
Let's talk about the quality of leads. Are these leads high quality, and how can you prove it?
Well, as I mentioned previously, I have several national accounts that have, varying lead purchasing agreements, anywhere from 20 leads a day to 1,000 leads a day. And they don't cancel with me. So, that speaks to quality. If you have a national corporation that stays on board with you, there's a good chance that you're doing something right. So there's that. In terms of efficacy with individuals that you would be bringing to me, I'll tell you this. The funnel that Keith is talking about using is a funnel that essentially I use myself. When I go to close a lead, they go into a funnel that's similar to the funnel that Keith is setting up for these FCR leads. So I know what my close rate is, and I don't just sell leads. I'm a consumer of my own product. And the best testament to a fact is if you are a product of your product. I am very much so. That's how we do it. So quality is, if you work them, it works. It's that simple.
Okay, that's it. And we were having this conversation earlier, and it definitely bears repeating. Like leads, anytime you're dealing with leads, anytime you're dealing with any type of sales like this, you gotta call your leads. Like you gotta sell. Like you can't just sit there and go, oh, well, Keith built this really cool funnel. Yeah, that gets you so far. But these people are raising their hand going, hey, I want to talk to you. Like they need a phone call. They want a phone call. They want to connect and hear the solution. And then I think the other side of it is, what's your follow-up strategy? Like you can't just call them once, especially if you're selling a higher ticket item that may cost, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000. They're not going to buy off one phone call. I mean, come on. None of us have ever bought something because we clicked on an ad and we talked to a salesperson one time. It's that expensive. We do our research. We do our homework. And the other side of our plan with this, or not our plan, but the strategy behind what we're doing is as soon as they opt in, we're pushing them to schedule a consultation, to get in the calendar, get in the funnels, and really work on educating them, showing them what the product is, showing them the solutions that you're bringing. But you still need to deliver them content on top of that, like blogs, videos, holding webinars, doing live streams, and really just engaging with people and giving them that ability to understand who you are, to overcome your objections with the content that you're creating, so that by the time that they get to you, they're ready to be closed. They're excited about it. They know what you're doing. Like you're overcoming all their objections, but you can't just call them once and go, it's a bad lead, it doesn't work. I don't know. Like, I've never closed. Well, I have closed some deals off one call, but they're not. It takes time. It takes energy, and it does take a very like even a disciplined sales process to be able to follow up with people properly.
Yeah, I mean, and it's sad that it's a systemic issue at this point. People in the sales industry have become so reliant on, I'll just send an email. I'll just send an email and wait for them to get back to me. People don't, especially if you're selling to business owners. I look at several hundred emails daily. I look at them. I don't ever pick up the phone to call them and say, hey, I want to buy your product. But the guys that actually pick up the phone and call my cell phone, which is real easy to be found, it's everywhere. The guys that call me and actually want to have a conversation about the solution that they have to offer, there's a chance that they close that deal. So, and this is forever ago, but when I was in motorcycle sales, I sold Harley Davidsons, and they made us do this Joe Verde training program that's pretty specific to the auto industry, right? But something stuck with me that Joe Verde said. He said that your closing percentage goes up 76% after the 12th point of contact. The 12th point of contact. Now, I don't know about you, Keith, but for me, an email does not count as a point of contact. A text message barely counts. A phone call is where I see the wins. I make 12 phone calls. It doesn't take me that many, but after the 12th phone call, if I had to chase somebody that long, that statistical likelihood of that close goes up 76%. So it is very much so a thing where, yeah, you're setting up these automations, everything. That's great. That takes the thinking out of the follow-up out of it. But that initial, you want that business, you want that money, take this lead, call the number, and call them until they buy or they die. It's that simple.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But yes, call them until they buy or die. That is, I think that needs to be a slogan that goes on a T-shirt. That's beautiful right there.
Yeah,
yeah. And I think the other thing, because I know, like I hear the audience thinking, well, I'll just have AI call them. That AI is not there to close big deals. It's there to warm up the big deals. It's there so that your leads feel like you're instantly accessible, to streamline your process, your automation, so you don't have to be constantly busy responding to every text message. But they want to talk to you. They want to see your face. They want to, like, if you can get them on a Zoom or a live or a Google Meet, or not a live, but a Google Meet or a Zoom, your closing ratio is going to skyrocket as well, because when they can see you, see your body language, and it like, people feel like this kind of communication now is just like meeting somebody in person. Like they treat it the same way. And so you got to call the leads. Like, that's it. And the other side, and I'll take it from the marketing perspective, outside of just calling the leads, you've got to be engaging with them outside of just a phone call. Like, the phone call is good, but you do need those emails. They need to see, because, like, I can tell you, I have like, we've been shopping for different partners like Leads Locator to provide marketing services and to provide things. And so like the ones that I always work with are the ones that are constantly emailing me, doing the follow-ups, and they're doing webinars, they're sending out stuff, because it's building my confidence and my trust with them. Like having the stuff there is cool. That's awesome. But like using it, engaging them, getting them into the system, getting them consuming your content, getting them to the point that they're actually engaged with what's going on, that's how you start converting people and how you work with it. So Joseph, I want to show them a little bit of math on this, and I'm going to ask for your critique on this part as we go through this. So in the funnel inside of their Profit Lifter account, we have this little section here and I love this section. I had so much fun putting this together. But let's do a little bit of simple math. If you're buying 100 leads a month, so that's basically 5 leads a day for one sales rep. Let's say it's just you. You're spending $1,500 on your leads. If you close at 10%. Now, Joseph, have you ever kept a job where you close 10% of the leads that you get?
Honestly, no. I close way more than that.
Right. I know that me personally, I average about a 35 to 40% closing ratio, especially with high intent leads. Like, because again, these are people that are already raising their hand. They're saying, I want to talk to you. So if you're only able to, let's say you're still learning your sales script, still learning your process, if you can only close 10%, now you have 10 sales a month. If your revenue per sale is only $1,000, your gross revenue for the month is $10,000 just off of these leads, giving you a net positive ROI of $8,500 a month. And that's just on a $1,000 sale. If you're doing 2,000, now you're up to 17,000 a month. If you're selling it, if you're making $3,000 revenue, now you're at what, 30,000 a month, just by investing $1,500 in leads and closing 10% of them. The math is ridiculous. Like, it makes sense. And the beauty of it is that you don't have to worry about the intent because they're opting in. It's not just like going onto a list and you get it from there. So let's talk about this process. So when you're ready to get started, how the FCR leads are going to work is very simple. A prospect's going to search for your services that they offer. It's going to get filtered through the software. It's going to go through all the algorithm, figuring out who goes where. They're going to fill out an actual form on the ad. They'll click the ad. It pops up a form. They complete the form. From there, the lead is redirected into your sales funnel. So now after they've clicked, so the ad itself, the best way to explain it for me, the ad is not the key focal point of what we're doing here. Because if we're looking at 600,000 people who fit our keyword search, we know that we can get you 5 leads. Like 5 leads, that's nothing out of 600,000 people. But once they get to that lead, and once they get there, now it's going into your funnel. This is where we're going to start working on trying to convert them into scheduling a consultation with you. If that's your process, if you want to do like a micro purchase, you can set up that. We'll work with you through that. You're going to get an instant notification, and the CRM and your pre-built system is just going to go to work for you. It's going to start your indoctrination campaign, start working through the funnel, doing everything, and let you know that it's there. So pretty simple, straightforward process. Joseph, anything inside of the FAQs that you feel like we should address, or anything that we should talk about, like that we should look at, that I think that you think would be good covering points?
I mean, I read all of these, and they're all very, very valuable pieces. The things that I want to just reiterate is the long-term contract situation.
Yep.
That's something that, I don't like signing long-term contracts. I really don't. So I don't want to make, our clients do that.
Right.
How are the leads delivered? You've got that covered. That is important though. There's not anything that like jumps out at me that can I call the leads, considering the level of emphasis that we just put on that answer being absolutely is, I just want to reiterate that to everybody watching this, please call your leads.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not going to work if you don't work it. It's just that simple. Like that is the magic catchphrase. It's not going to work if you don't work it.
Agreed. And Suzette, I noticed your last question there. We can zero in on location and keyword. So we can target by zip code, and by the keywords that you're looking for, just to answer that question for you.
Yep. Okay. Any other parting thoughts of wisdom before we turn this beast on for everybody today?
I absolutely do have a thought, and I want to. You touched on something that's super important, Keith. You talked about using these funnels as a means of engagement. I am going to reiterate again that call topic. The funnel that Keith has built to work these is with intention of increasing the level of engagement. So when you make the phone call, that client is in fact warmed up to you, not to the notion of getting an equipment loan or whatever vertical you're offering. They're not warmed up to that notion. We already know that they want that, right? We're warming them up to the notion of using you as their source to fill that need. So call your leads. That's simple.
That's beautiful. I couldn't have said it any better. Call your damn leads. That's all it really comes down. It amazes me. Like when we were running ads for clients, and people would come in, they're like, "These leads don't work." I'm like, "Are you calling them?" "Well, no." Like if you don't call them, they don't work. It's just that simple. Like this is your chance to sell. Like this takes it out of the concept of a business to being a bona fide business. I tell people all the time, if you're not getting leads, you don't have a business. You've got a concept. It's just that simple. Like without leads, there's no gas. So you could have a car, but if you got no gas, you ain't got nothing. Profit Lifter is amazing. It's the coolest tool around, but it don't do jack crap if it doesn't have any leads. It's that simple. You got to get the leads, and you got to start calling, and you got to do the work to get the money. It's really that simple. It's not complex at all. So yes, very good point. I love your bullet point there. That's spot on the money.
Well, what you just said, I'm gonna go ahead and just put this out there to everybody that's watching this. Keith just made an analogy that's pretty important. So let's reiterate that. Keith built the car. We've got the gas. So how fast do you want to go? Or how fast do you want to grow? That sounds better to me.
There you go. See, you're writing sales copy just on a live stream here. How fast do you want to grow? I hope Brett's watching and keeping notes on sales pitches here. So yeah, and here's the beauty of it. And this is I'm going to show you the strategy of what we're putting together for you guys. And some of you guys were on my lead on my thing yesterday.
So contacting these leads won't violate any laws or regulations. The answer to that question, LI, is no, absolutely not. I mean, we're presenting ad copy to an individual to grab their attention, and then getting their information, and they're opting in before we send it to you. So yeah. You're well within your legal right, and it's B2B anyway. So anybody that talks about TCPA, it's specifically the Telephone Consumer Protection Act.
Yes.
Consumer. The one thing that is so big with this TCPA thing is people forget that fact. Business to business that's pretty much the Wild West. And until they start regulating it, we're going to keep slinging these guns and making you guys as much money as possible. That's the whole plan.
Yep.
But to make sure that we're ready for a transition when B2B does become regulated by TCPA. We're already grabbing consent, so you're covered anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's like one of the things that we do on the setup is write your TCPA opt-in language for the form. 100%, like you're completely covered. Like they're saying, "Hey, contact me," and they're giving consent. Like that's it. So yeah, absolutely. Great question, Li. Appreciate that. Thanks for engaging with us, and yeah, having fun. So, but before we go, I want to show you guys. The direction that I'm recommending for our clients, and this is our growth strategy for getting started. Because like I know that most of my clients, most of you guys are new businesses getting started and really trying to get your feet under you and get going. The reason that we started with these first click response leads, with the FCR leads, is very simple. I want you to make money as fast as you humanly possibly can, because what we want, it's going to take time and money to start building out social media ads. You're going to have to create your funnel, create all your graphics, split test it, work it, get in there, tweak it, figure out different things, try over and over again. Pay-per-click ads are a great way to get traffic going. But what we want to do is help you make money right out of the gate so that you've got revenue to invest in social media ads. You've got money to be able to invest in pay-per-click ads, cold email campaigns, affiliate, whatever strategy you want to use for growing your business. We want you to have that ability there, but you got to have revenue coming in first. So we figured out the fastest way to get you leads, to get you live, high intent leads that you can call right out of the gate. Meaning they're not looking at how long you've been in business. Like they don't care any of that. They're responding to an ad. Now it's your job to sell them. Now it's your job to get in there and do it. But this is a great foundation, because as you get going, you know that you've got a baseline of leads that you can purchase, and now you can start running retargeting ads on social media. So all the leads who are opting in, if you're not able to connect with them, now you've got a retargeting strategy that you can set up custom audiences with and retarget them. Now you can start competing for more cold traffic on Google. But you know that as you're building these other campaigns, you start working on your SEO, you start working on AI optimization, so you actually show up in ChatGPT when people are searching. To be able to make this work, you've got to have that baseline of clients that's consistently paying you, so you can get into the bigger, more long-term strategies as well. And like for us, what we're doing is we're taking these FCR leads and we're making this our baseline. Like we know we can get 200 leads a month, 300 leads a month, meaning that if I want to hire another salesperson and make Brett run around like crazy and work his butt off, then at that point, all I have to do is go buy more leads and we're ready to add a sales team. And at $1,500 to feed a salesperson is nothing, because if they're producing me, if they're creating me income, and they're let's say they're making what we said $8,500 off a $1,500 investment, like that's a win for everybody. Like that's a no-brainer. But now we've got revenue coming in. Now we've got the ability that we can start investing in social media. We can start taking our time to develop strategies for these other advertising verticals. So to me, it's not something that you ever grow out of. It's something that it's a foundation that you grow on top of, which is why we wanted to start with the FCR leads, is give you that ability to get the leads in there, start making the phone calls, and get to the point that you're able to actually engage with people and start making sales. All right, so it looks like we have another question here from Li. So the lead wants us to contact them if they fill out the online consent form.
Absolutely. That's the whole point of them clicking yes. I want to talk to somebody. So when that lead hits your CRM that Keith has so graciously decided to build out for you guys in a fantastic fashion, I might like to add. Yeah, call them, reach out to them. Keith's going to cover the emails and the text messages and all that. You cover the sale. Call them and get that money, because they need the product. They need the service that you offer. They wouldn't have engaged online otherwise.
Yep, absolutely. So, Joseph, any other parting thoughts of wisdom you'd like to leave for everybody here?
Oh man, I've got so many marbles rolling around in this head. I think I hit the call your leads point home pretty hard on this call today.
A couple times, yeah.
Make sure that if you guys have questions, reach out to Keith, reach out to myself. We covered the frequently asked questions, but if you think you have something that's out of the box and you need to talk to one of us to see if we can make something work for you, reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that's what we got for today, guys. We're excited to get this launched. Like I said, this is actually going to be live inside of your Profit Lifter account this afternoon. You'll just look for the Get Leads tab right on the left-hand side. It'll be right there under the Resource Center, so you'll know exactly where it is. And if you guys have questions, you can schedule a consultation with us at profitlifter.com/tour. I'm supposed to have this little banner that shows up when I do that, but I can't find it. Oh, well. But profitlifter.com/tour. I threw it in the chat for you guys inside of YouTube to watch it and hang out with, or for those of you guys watching on YouTube. And if you have any other questions, feel free to message on the live here. Send us an email at hello@profitlifter. You can go check out our friends at Leads Locator at leadslocator.com. Nice and easy to reach out there. And Joseph, you and I have probably like 7, 8, 9 more products we're going to be launching over these next couple months here, and introducing to people. So everybody get ready. You're going to see this good-looking gentleman with me quite often, helping you guys generate leads. We've actually got some cool things that we're working on, the conversion strategies as well, implementing for you guys also. So just keep an eye out. We got some cool things that we're growing and working on. And, we will see you guys. We'll see you guys on the other side of you getting leads. So have a great day, Joseph. Thanks for hanging out with me and doing this launch with us. And look forward to having you help our clients make a massive amount of money.
Truly my pleasure, my friend. Look forward to helping you guys out.
All right. We'll see you guys later.